What's going on, guys? It's Brandon. You're watching Watch and Unwind. So Paul Thorpe came out with a kind of controversial video where he was really bashing the new release from Tudor, the Tudor Ranger, that a lot of people are disagreeing with. But I don't think he totally missed the mark on this one. So on this video, I'm going to kind of do a little different than I usually do. I'm going to actually go through his video, but I'm going to stop it a lot and I'm going to talk through exactly what I think he got right and what I think he got wrong, because it's a little bit of both. So let's get right into it today.
Watch people, now today I'm going to exclusively reveal the new Tudor Ranger in person. I've got one sitting right here. We're going to unbox it, we're going to take a look at it, we're going to review it. But before we do, let me tell you what I was going to do this morning. I was going to get up early and I was going to do a live stream ready for the unveiling of the new, humongous, exciting, super duper release from Tudor watches. And then yesterday, more than 24 hours before the official launch, I was lucky enough to be able to reveal the new Tudor Ranger to my audience. And I've got to be honest, I fell asleep before I'd even posted it. Can you believe what they have given us today? Can you actually believe it? I was hoping upon hope that those images that I brought to the world yesterday were in fact a spoof, were fake, were false. I couldn't believe that after the rumours coming out of Tudor that we were going to see something out of the box, something super.
So Paul's definitely not a fan of the Ranger. I am a fan of the Ranger's history. I'm the fan of its looks. I do like this release. I do like that they brought it back. But I do have to agree with him. This watch was so hyped up that I do think it was a little bit of an underwhelming release. These brands, hype up these watches. They want to get people talking, and a bunch of other watch YouTubers definitely hyped up this watch. They said it was like the most exciting thing Tudor has done in years, and I would not go that far at all. I think a new model from them, the Black Bay Pro, was way more exciting than this watch. The Black Bays that they've done ceramic, gold, silver, they're doing like some out of the box stuff. I was thinking that this release was going to be a new Tudor Submariner, because that would truly break the internet and throw a big wrench into the whole watch community and what Rolex is even doing. I didn't think they would ever do it. I don't think they will ever do it. But the way people were talking had me thinking that maybe they would. It was kind of the only thing that made sense to me with their current lineup. I'm like, what is so earth-shattering and groundbreaking that everyone is pumping everyone up for this? It has to be a Tudor Submariner. But then, it just wasn't. They brought back the Ranger, which again is a really cool watch, but it wasn't earth-shattering like they made it out to be. But you tell me what you guys think. Was this release a bit underwhelming?
Exciting, something that was going to kick Rolex, kick Omega, kick Breitling, kick Cartier. This was going to be the most exciting, the most lush release from Tudor that we've seen in many years. I was expecting a new GMT. I was expecting even a Submariner, and what do we get? We get a watch that is so goddamn ugly, only its mum could love it.
Paul definitely hits it on the nail here. Just like I said, he was expecting a new GMT. He was expecting a Tudor Submariner, which would have been awesome and would have kind of matched the hype that they were building up. But instead we got this. But he's very wrong about the actual look of the watch. I do not think this watch is ugly. I think it's a beautiful watch. I'm happy to see the Ranger back. I did a live stream just not too long ago with Needs Watches over on his channel, but I'm going to stop calling them Needs and I'm going to start calling him Nostradamus, because he thought they might bring this watch back. He was just talking about it, and a couple days after the live stream, here we go, here it is. I definitely think Paul is totally wrong on the looks of this watch, and I think he's kind of missing the bigger picture of what exactly this watch's purpose is, what its history is, and what it's for. This is a serious tool watch. There isn't supposed to be any thrills about this watch. It's not supposed to be, super exciting. It's supposed to be super legible, which it is. It's extremely legible. They did an update on the hands. I think they're a little bit easier to read now. Improved lume. It's just such a clean, easy to read watch. It's exactly what you'd want in the field. It has all the specs you need: shock resistance, anti-magnetic, good amount of water resistance on this, and you can beat it up a little bit without having to worry about it. Just a super clean dial, very minimal text, especially for Tudor. They like to add paragraph of text, much like Rolex does sometimes, but not here. This watch definitely isn't perfect. I'm not saying that, and I think there were some additional areas they could have improved. Not too many. I do think it's an amazing watch, but I personally would have liked to see the original Tudor rose on the dial. I've always liked the rose over the shield. We have the shield on the dial here, but we have the original rose on the crown. I'm happy they put it on the crown, and I think it looks great, but I think it would have been a little more cohesive if you matched the symbol on the crown to the symbol on the dial. This is kind of like the Tudor old, where you used to get the Tudor symbol on the dial, but you might get a Rolex crown or a Rolex bracelet, but now it's within Tudor itself. I mean, that might be a little bit nitpicky, but that's just my personal preference. Let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer the rose over the shield? And for this particular watch, would you have liked to see it match either shield and shield or rose and rose? Let me know in the comments.
And who is his mum? Well, to me, it looks like this watch is born out of a mother that is Bremont and a father that is a cheaper Breitling. Honestly, what were you thinking of, Tudor? When did you sit? At what point did you sit at the design table, put that in front of your board of directors and your whoever it goes in front of, and when did you come to the collective decision that this watch was going to excite the watch world?
All right, I'll give that one to you, Paul. I definitely do actually see a little bit of Bremont styling in the case. It looks like a lot of their offerings. Definitely don't see any Breitling, though. But there's no surprise where this watch was birthed from. It looks pretty close, pretty identical to the original Tudor Ranger, which celebrates the British expeditions to Greenland in 1952. But the weird thing about that is that this doesn't look anything like the actual watch they used for those expeditions. That's kind of always a problem I've had with the Ranger. I liked the Ranger before. It's cool. It's based off that. It's celebrating that. And I guess they improved it to look a little bit more what you'd want for an expedition to take place today, to make it a little bit more capable of a watch. And a lot of these cueings are, of course, coming from Rolex. They're, of course, coming from the Rolex Explorer line. But I think what would have been cool, what I would have liked better than releasing this, is I really would have liked them to put out that original watch that was actually used in those expeditions and call it the Tudor Ranger. Make it look like that beautiful oyster prince that, if you haven't seen it, guys, here it is. It's just a awesome looking watch. You could improve the case, give it plenty of water resistance, still make it a tough watch, but make it a little dressier in appearance to look kind of like this one. And it could still be a field watch. It was used in the field. It was used for those expeditions, but it definitely would have been a more vintage throwback, and it would have been something unexpected from Tudor and something kind of more worthy of the hype, I guess. But don't get me wrong, I love this watch. I might even buy one. I don't have a Tudor in my collection yet. I'd like to get one, but I just think it would have been really cool to do a faithful iteration of the actual watch that was used in those expeditions. What do you guys think? Would you like to see a faithful reissue of this watch here as pictured? And if so, would you like it in the original size? Or would you like it to be updated to the 39mm size? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. I definitely want to hear your opinion on this one. But let's get right back into the video. We're almost done.
Sorry, this watch for me at 39 millimeters, dull as dishwater. This will be the last time that I ever talk about the Tudor Ranger. Look guys, if you love it, then that's fantastic, great, I'm pleased for you. Frankly, I couldn't care less what happens to that watch. What I do know is that there are people out there that enjoy being whipped, so no doubt someone will love this watch. And I'm convinced that they've actually called it the Ranger because it's going to be difficult for them to find a range of people that actually want to own this goddamn thing. What?
I did like that line by Paul. That was a good one, but I definitely think he missed the mark on this one again. I think this watch is going to be pretty difficult to find. Tudor as a whole, for the last year or two, some of the models have been more difficult to find. There's been actually waitlist now for some of their models in some states and some areas. The Black Bay Pro, the GMT release from Tudor that a lot of people compare, of course, to the Rolex Explorer 2, has been pretty hard to find since it came out. You usually can't just walk into an AD and find it. Sometimes you can on one of the strap options, but not on the bracelet. That's the most popular model. And I'm thinking it's going to be the same thing with this watch. Maybe you can walk in the AD and pick it up with the strap, but they might not have it on the bracelet. It might be kind of hard to find. It's going to be really, really popular. I can already tell by the buzz going around on the YouTube community, on my Instagram, what you guys are saying, the viewers, that this watch is going to be popular. It's going to be hard to find. And I think a big selling point of this watch, it's a lot less than a Rolex Explorer, and you can actually get one. By the time in the money invested for you to actually get a Rolex Explorer, are you going to want to bang it up exploring? Are you going to want to take it hiking and in the field on camping trips? Some people are going to say yes, but for a lot of people, it's just a lot of money to bang that kind of watch around. This watch is still a lot of money, but it's half the price of the Explorer at MSRP. So you can definitely feel a lot better about being around and using it as a tool watch like it's designed to be. So yes, this watch is going to be hard to get. There's going to be a big range of people looking for this watch. That's what I think, but let me know what you guys think. Are you guys interested in this watch? I want to hear your opinion. Who do you think's right on this one?
Were they thinking? And I have absolutely no axe to grind when it comes to Tudor. In fact, I have been one of the YouTubers that over the last 2 or 3 years has been singing Tudor's praises to the hill. I think they have got so much right over the last few years. I think they have come from nowhere to come right up alongside on the tracks with their bigger sister company Rolex, leaving the likes of Breitling, Omega even, and certainly a lot of the smaller brands in their wake with some wonderful innovative releases.
All right, I got to pause it right there. I do like what Tudor's been doing as well. I think they have been putting out some awesome releases after awesome releases, hit after hit. I don't think this one's a dud. I think it's definitely going to be another hit. But if we were to stack these brands on a totem pole, I still think Tudor's at the bottom. I don't think that they're surpassing Breitling. I certainly don't think they're surpassing Omega. I'm going to have to rank those brands. Tudor, Breitling, Omega, Rolex. I think there's still a lot of gap to fill if Tudor wants to take over those brands and kind of be more prestigious than Breitling or Omega. They're just not as high a quality. That's just the truth. Better finishing, better movements in a lot of the Omega watches. More comparable to Breitling, but I think Breitling still has better finishing, and Breitling's a little bit more expensive for the most part. Omega's a little bit more expensive than the most part. So I'm not bashing Tudor. That's just how I see it. If we were to stack those brands up, I'm not putting, Tudor right under Rolex, but Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate your guys' thoughts. You can disagree with me. That's fine. That's what this channel is about. It's about starting dialogue. So how would you rank those brands? How would you rank Tudor, Breitling, Omega, and Rolex? I want you to put them down in a little line so I can see exactly top to bottom, or bottom to top, I should say, how those brands rank. Let me know in the comments.
So look, with that, I'm going to now unveil the new Tudor Ranger, the 39mm. I'm going to call it the Bowl as Dishwater Watch. That's its new nickname. Here it is, watch people. I'm going to dip my brush in here. I'm going to splash some of this on the wall and I'm going to watch it dry, because frankly, I reckon I'd get more enjoyment out of that than looking at that goddamn ugly thing every day on my wrist. Give us something different. Give me a G-Shock. At least it's got some character. At least it's got something about it. At least it's got a personality. Sorry, Tudor, for me this time you didn't smash it out of the park. You didn't even make it off base. I don't know what you were thinking of.
All right, guys, that's my take on this Paul Thorpe video. I don't usually do videos like this. It's kind of the first time I've dissected someone else's video, but more than one of you guys sent me this video and asked me my opinion on it. So I thought that I should address it and kind of give my thoughts here. That would be the easiest way to go about that. So let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy this video at all? Do you agree with me more, or do you agree with Paul? How do you see the Tudor Ranger? How do you think it's going to do? Did it meet the expectations of this new Tudor release for you? As always, guys, please do me a solid. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. That's the big thing for the channel, guys. Please hit that subscription button. It helps out so much. Hit the bell icon so that you can actually get notified when I drop new videos, and leave a comment if you'd like. Do all those things, guys. I appreciate it so much. This channel's been picking up a lot of steam lately, and I want to just keep on going. So thanks again, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.